Okay, sometimes instead of expanding a binomial, you're going to want to just find the fifth term or the sixth term or the 27th term of a binomial. And you certainly could expand it all the way out, but you don't have to. Here's a quick shortcut on how to do that. Go ahead and write this on your formula sheet. Finding the kth term, meaning the 17th term or the 12th term or whatever. And it's going to be a combination, which you can easily do on your calculator. Times a to the n minus r times b to the r. And in this case, r will equal k minus 1. So if you're finding the 11th term, r is going to be 11 minus 1, or 10. So we'll do this pretty quickly. If I want to find the fifth term of p plus q to the 10th, I'm going to write my combination, 10 things taken 4 at a time, because remember r, if k is 5, r equals 4. And then I just plug and chug. A to the n minus r, which is 10 minus 4, and b to the r, which is 4. So if you do this on your calculator, you get 210, a to the 6th, b to the 4th. And that is how you do a problem like that, which will likely be on a test. The last part of this is doing a binomial experiment. And binomial, again, means two. A binomial experiment is where there are only two possible outcomes, either odd or even, heads or tails, those types of things. So again, we're going to want to write this formula on our formula sheet, which is the binomial probability of n successes in m trials. So m is the number of trials, it's a combination of m things taken n ways, p to the n, q to the m minus n. Now I know that's a lot. Let me try and break this down for you, make it a little bit easier. So m, it says m trials. M is the number of trials. N is the number of successes you're looking for. And it will become evident as we go through this. The P here is the probability of a success. For example, if you're looking for heads, probability of heads when you toss a coin is 1/2, and Q is the probability of failure. So if I want to know what is the probability of exactly 2 tails given toss a coin 4 times, what's the probability of exactly 2 tails? Well, remember, we want m, we can go ahead and write this. M is going to be what? The number of trials, you have 4. N is the number of successes. Remember, tails are what we're looking for. How many successes are we looking for? 2. Probability of success, what's the probability of getting a tail when you toss a coin? 1/2. And probability of a failure, which would be a heads, is also 1/2. So we fill this in, and we get 4, combination of 4 things taken 2 times, times 1/2 squared, times 1/2 squared, just plugging these numbers into this formula, and we end up with 3/8. Now, the probability of at least 2 tails, you can do probability of 2 tails plus probability of 3 tails plus probability of 4 tails, and you do each one of these this way. So that's a little time consuming, or it's a little bit easier to think of the opposite. What's the probability of less than 2 tails? Well, we figure that out, and then we subtract it from 1, and we get the probability of at least 2 tails. So it'd be 1 minus probability of 0 tails plus probability of 1 tail. And that's a little bit easier, but you can look at it both ways. So hopefully that'll help you when you do your homework.